Hello lads, lassies, and those of unspecified gender, it's the Irishman here, and today I'm going to talk to you about what would have happened. Frieza had God Ki. Now, this what-if idea is pretty interesting and mostly stemmed from, well, random shower thoughts, if you can believe that. See, Frieza never had God Ki. Even Black Frieza in the current manga doesn't have God Ki. Golden Frieza never had it, regular Frieza, of course, never had it, and so I thought, what if we gave it to him? Now, of course, if this were to happen in the manga currently, he would just be even more unbeatable, but what if we were to give Frieza God Ki from the start? Now, first we're going to have to define what from the start means. Of course, I could give Frieza God Ki at birth, which I guess would make some sense, which might actually justify his potential, but this would lead to Frieza never killing off all of the Saiyans, and we'd probably get another Bardock-centric what-if, with him becoming the Super Saiyan God and having to fight against Frieza. But I already have a Bardock-central what-if, and he also becomes a Super Saiyan God and fights against Frieza. So to avoid taking that same path, I'm going to say instead, Frieza gains God Ki after having already destroyed the planet of the Saiyans. Now that Frieza has destroyed the Super Saiyan, or at least the threat of it, he would decide that now he has to go out and find every single threat to his rule. The only two people that really even pose a threat anymore now that the Super Saiyan is gone is Beerus and Majin Buu. One is easy to find, but far too strong, and the other, well, might just be a fairy tale. Frieza would decide that the best way to try and fight against Beerus, well, would probably be to train, but he's not willing to do that. Instead, he would mimic what makes Beerus so strong, or at least, in his mind, what makes Beerus so strong, that being God Ki. And so he would seek out a way to gain God Ki on his own, and eventually he would find a way. Although he wouldn't train for this power, no, he would find some other, more divine path to gaining it. And so, after he achieves the God Ki, the crystals all around his body would turn from their vibrant purple to a crimson red color, which would not only look sick, but also signify that Frieza is using God Ki. This would also mean Frieza now has a better understanding of how normal Ki works, being able to sense it, as well as being able to control it, which would give him a power-up in his own right, but the Super Saiyan God form is much more of a power-up. And just to base this off of how Super Saiyan God works for the Saiyans, we're going to say when Frieza uses God Ki, which he would just call Divine Frieza, he would get a 20,000 times multiplier, which is what I go for when using a Super Saiyan God multiplier. Now, although Frieza would probably, given his character, go after Beerus right now, he's not strong enough to, and that would mean that the story is basically over. So we're going to say that he waits a bit. What's the point of going after Beerus now? It's not like he's getting in his way. But when Beerus wakes up, if he decides to start trouble with the Emperor, or, oh my god, boss him around, well, the kitty cat is going to have another thing coming. And so Frieza would just decide to rule over the universe as normal. Or at least until Namek happens. Yes, the Namek Saga would still occur, and everything prior to this point would also happen. Frieza probably wouldn't go around telling people he just achieved God Ki, because then they would look for the same way to do it, and then, oopsie daisies, the Super Saiyan God is born, and he's screwed. So instead he would keep it a secret, and nobody would really know about it, except for specific members of his crew. This would then lead to everything on Namek going about the same up until the Frieza fight. And yes, this would all go the same up until the Frieza fight. None of Frieza's soldiers would be stronger. Vegeta would try and fight against Frieza, but yeah, it's not going so well. In fact, Vegeta dies much earlier on than before. Goku would wake up, but instead of going out to go fight Frieza, King Kai would have told him, yeah, that's not a very good idea. He should grab Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and anybody else he can save, and get the hell out of there before he dies. Yes, Goku wants a good fight. Yes, he's gotten a lot stronger since King Kai first started training him, but no, he is no match for Frieza. King Kai would tell Goku that if he tries to fight against Frieza, everybody he knows and loves will die, including himself and his son. This is motivation enough for Goku to just do as King Kai said and run off with everybody in tow. And just to make the story more interesting, we're going to say that Frieza doesn't actually end up killing any of the Z Fighters. Although I would love to say he kills Krillin and Goku awakens Super Saiyan, frankly, if Goku is going to try and escape the planet, he's probably going to be able to. Well, if he has a bit of plot armor, that is. And we're going to give that to him. I mean, I want the story to be fun. I don't want everyone in the main cast to die right away. That's kind of the reason I didn't have Frieza go after Beerus right away. So I think it's fair to throw the Z Fighters a bone, since we did do the same for Frieza after all. Because there was really no other viable mode of transportation, the Z Fighters would decide to use the Ginyu Pods. And so they would escape to a far-off planet known as Yardrat, where all of them would train, recover their energy, and make sure to get healed, best they can. After this happens, everyone would learn a specific technique. Goku would learn instant transmission, Piccolo would learn healing, Krillin would learn after-image techniques, I guess, maybe cloning, but Gohan, he would actually learn Force Spirit Fission, something that him, being a scholar and being just oh so smart, would realize, well, it would just be incredibly powerful and, frankly, kind of broken to have on their side. I mean, being able to take power away from someone and give it to yourself, if they ever want to stand a chance against Frieza, or at least he does, then this could be useful. Plus, it would mean that even despite his small stature, he still stands a chance in battle, which is kind of why the Yardrats made it, if we're being honest. And if you're wondering why I gave Piccolo healing instead of someone like Krillin or Goku, it's because Piccolo would realize that this was also a Namekian technique, and he wants to be more in tone with his Namekian side. Krillin got clones just because I think it'd be hilarious to see 20 Krillins running around, and as to why he gave Goku instant transmission, well, I feel like you should be able to figure that out on your own. Now, how they actually get back to Earth is pretty simple. Goku would just teleport them there using instant transmission. Why he didn't do this in the original is also quite simple. It's because Goku's an idiot. I'm not trying to harp on the Saiyan warrior, or people that like Goku, it's just, he's not exactly the sharpest knife in the crayon box. Without Piccolo, or Gohan, or hell, even Krillin there to guide him, Goku would not have come up with the idea to use instant transmission to get back to Earth. We know this because he didn't do it in the original, but here, he actually would, because Gohan would be able to bring it up, and if Gohan doesn't think of it, Piccolo probably would. Now, once they arrive back on Earth, well, the Dragon Balls are still stone. Only a few months have passed, so there was no real reason for the Dragon Balls to reactivate that fast, but the Namekian Dragon Balls are actually still active, seeing as everyone that was killed by Frieza and his men were revived after Frieza left Namek. The only reason it was after Frieza left Namek is because they wouldn't want the entire Namekian species being re-murdered, just for them to have to try and revive the Namekians again. It wouldn't make any sense. It'd be a pointless wish, and so they wouldn't do it. But after Frieza has left, and yes, I don't believe he would destroy Namek, all of the Namekians would be brought back, and even Guru for a short time, meaning Porunga is also brought back. Now, there is the problem that Vegeta is still on Namek, but I don't really see that as a problem. Nobody that Vegeta killed would be brought back, since Vegeta wasn't working for Frieza when he killed them, so nobody really knows that Vegeta slaughtered countless cornucopias of Namekians. Instead, they just think, oh yeah, he was that one guy who helped fight against Frieza. He's pretty cool. So everything is actually going pretty hunky-dory. King Kai would contact Vegeta and tell him to use the final wish on Porunga to revive Chaozu. Now, would Vegeta do this? Well, absolutely. He doesn't want to have to slaughter everybody on Namek just because he wants to be immortal. No, he can wish for immortality later. First, he'll play ball with the Z Fighters, at least for now. And so Chaozu would be revived. And, funnily enough, this is the only person they really needed to revive with the Namekian Dragon Balls. Since Piccolo's back, everybody else that was killed by Nappa is also brought back. And for the next few months, Vegeta would continue training with various warrior Namekians. Now Nail wouldn't be among them because he was still absorbed by Piccolo, even if Piccolo didn't fight against second form Frieza. as even first form Frieza would be enough to polywomp Piccolo. And yes, polywomp isn't exactly a super professional word for how fights would go down in anime, but it's the right word for how this fight would go. Now, even though Vegeta is seeing significant gains from this training, he's still not even as strong as he was when fighting against Final Form Frieza in the original. This is because, through Vegeta's fight with Frieza, he got much stronger through abusing Zenkais, as well as just fighting against Frieza. And since Vegeta never saw that same level of power, he would never be able to grow to that same level. But he is still getting much stronger. If I had to give an exact number for Vegeta's strength right now, I'd probably say 1.5 million. This is in contrast to Vegeta's original power level of about 2.5 million when he first fought against Final Form Frieza, after he got the Zenkai from Dende. Although, Vegeta does actually get something he didn't have in the original through doing this training. He gets Super Saiyan. In fact, he would get it pretty early on in this training, after the first, let's say, 2 months. Now, why would Vegeta get Super Saiyan here? Well, it's because of a nifty little thing called the Namekian Book of Legends, which has both Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God. Now, they wouldn't tell him about Super Saiyan God just yet, but Super Saiyan, yeah, if Frieza comes back to the planet, then he'll be able to mop the floor with the Emperor, or so they think. Now, little do they know, getting Super Saiyan, although helpful, will not put Vegeta anywhere near Frieza's level. Maybe a hypothetical Super Saiyan Vegeta after a few years of training would be able to put up a decent fight against First Form Frieza, but oh god, Final Form Frieza is a different beast entirely. Now, there are 2 reasons as to why the Namekians didn't tell Vegeta about Super Saiyan God. The first being they don't entirely trust him. Yeah, he was that cool guy who helped fight against Frieza a little bit, but they're not sure if they can really trust him all that much. There are rumors floating around that he might have actually been helping Frieza. Ooh, not good. The second reason is more of a moral debate, though. They're not sure if any mortal should have the power of a god. Is it even right for them to be thinking about the powers of a god, let alone giving it to their own brethren, let alone giving it to a stranger? Is this right? Is it morally good for them to do this? The Namekians are a peaceful race, and giving someone so violent such insane godly powers, is that the right thing to do? So, no, Vegeta's not getting Super Saiyan God just yet, but Super Saiyan? Yeah, that's within the realm of logic. Now, the reason I chose to use 4 months for Vegeta's training, rather than, let's say, a year, is because, well, not only I wanted to have Vegeta be lined up the same as the Earthlings and how they'd be training on Yardrat, but also because the Namekian Dragon Balls respawn after a year. This would mean that Elder Mori could just poof up another set of Dragon Balls and stay on the same schedule as Guru's. And now, Vegeta gets to make his wishes. But what does he want? Well, normally I would say immortality, and although I believe Vegeta might want that, I doubt it. Vegeta would be thinking over these 4 months, would it be right to get immortality? Well, he doesn't care if it's right or not, but more so, would it suit his lifestyle? Training every day, getting stronger, fighting stronger opponents, wanting to have his life be put on the line every time he gets into battle for the thrill of it. He wants to be able to have that risk of death. He's a Saiyan. His honor is on the line. His life should be too. And so, he doesn't want immortality. It would take all of the honor out of every fight, and that, for a Saiyan, is a fate worse than death. And so, he would choose to wish for a new set of armor, and to be brought back to Earth. And then, the third wish, well, that one doesn't matter. The Namekians can use that for whatever they want. Maybe more seeds for planting their weird herbs. Yes, Vegeta did not enjoy eating Namekian grass. Once Vegeta actually arrived on Earth, he was greeted by something he never thought he would actually see. It was King Cold. He had just arrived on the planet near where Vegeta had just teleported to, and King Cold would be asking for his help.
Oh, Vegeta, just the person I was looking to see. As you are well aware, my son, he is incredibly powerful. And that's why I'm here. I need your... I need your help on defeating him. He took my throne from me. Everything I had, he stole. And this isn't like before when I gave it to him. He took it. Everything I had, and he banished me. He said I was a disgrace to our throne. If it wasn't important, I wouldn't be coming to you and your kind, but it's the only way I see fit to actually get back at him. To reclaim my power. So I come to you, because if anyone was going to be the legendary Super Saiyan, it would be you, Prince.
Vegeta is taken aback by this. He never thought he'd see the day where King Cold is the one groveling at his feet, asking for help. And although Vegeta is surprised by this, he is also amazed. Surprisingly amazed. He would take King Cold up on the offer because, well, quite frankly, having King Cold by his side when Vegeta goes to take out Frieza, it would definitely be helpful. And so Vegeta would agree and take King Cold up on his offer, saying that, yes, he will go out into space and help King Cold train to take down his son. But he's not going to be doing any of King Cold's dirty work. He is simply going along to help train, get stronger, and kill Frieza. Anything else, nada. He's not going to help him take down planets, he's not going to be his servant, he is going to be his equal. Neither of them are the emperor of anything anymore. And although King Cold is annoyed at this, he doesn't really have any other options. And so, King Cold and Vegeta would go out into space, and their training would begin. Now, if you're wondering on if Vegeta would actually do this, I 100% believe he would. He has no allegiances to Earth at the moment, and all Vegeta really cares about right now would probably be killing Frieza, and since he already has the power of the Super Saiyan under his belt, well, he might as well use it for what it was intended for. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for now. If you could please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell, that way you are notified whenever I release any new videos, that would be very much appreciated. I hope you all have an excellent day. This is, always has been, and always will be the Irishman. Talk to you later. Bye.